Hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic artist, shoe cooking, doggy mama, in the paddy wagon tonight. And yes, I am wearing my pajamas.
She hasn't got out of her pajamas today.
And not because I intended to have a pajama day. It's because I sat down thinking that I had the day off. And then I realized I have tomorrow off.
Not today.
And by that time, I had to get to work. And so I have just literally been working. I barely got off work like an hour ago and just did the whole day in my pajamas.
Yeah.
So here we are. I'm wearing flamingos.
That's the great
Flamingo
thing.
sipping Mai Tais. Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome because that's the advantage of working online.
Yes. Remote working.
Remote working.
Bomb.com.
Yeah.
So I don't normally wear my pajamas.
No. So hi, Renee and Pappy and
John. Jonathan.
Okay.
Yes.
So shall we get into this?
I suppose so.
Squatch America, we're on the trail, chasing down the mystery through the rain and hail, with a knock on a tree and a howl in the night. With Squatch America, gonna get it right.
All right, so tonight we're gonna have just kind of a fun night. No, actually, we're going to be talking about what Bigfoot movies got it right, what got them wrong, and you can tell us in the chat what you think. And then later on the show, we're going to take your questions. Actually, the last half of the show, we just want to chat with you guys. So you can put your questions in the chat. We'll be putting up a number if you want to call in on the telephone and be on the show, or if you want to go live on the show with us too, we can do that. So we can share all that stuff. So
those of you who did catch us on Barnaby's show the other day, thank you so much for being there. That was a surprise pivot.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Showing our age.
Yeah, we are.
Scott realized earlier today that, no offense to anyone here, but the average age of our viewers is like 55. I was like, well, that's how old we are.
So it makes sense. I was looking through the analytics. I was like, whoa, there's nobody younger than 55 watches our show, according to YouTube. So that's weird. Well, not weird, but okay.
And then you think, how old are you, old people pay, man? Oh.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I like that. Do you know what that means? I work for a living. Drop and give me 20 push-ups. Don't call me sir. I was a sergeant in the Army also, so there we go. That means if you're a sergeant and they call you sir, that means they're calling you an officer, and officers don't really work for a living. It's the NCOs.
Got it. Yes, Doug, we are young at heart. Actually, we are eternal at heart. And that's why you don't feel any different at 60 than you do at 20, except you wish you could go back and kick your 20-year-old butt. Say, do things differently, right?
Right. All right, I'm going to put us into the presentation.
It is a guy. He makes a PowerPoint for everything.
I like PowerPoints.
Maybe you should have my job. You can manage all the PowerPoints.
No, I do not want to do your job. All right, so, whoa, that's the wrong one. I messed up.
What? You don't do that.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so first thing we want to talk about is I don't know, has Lee chimed in? I don't think she has tonight.
I haven't seen her.
I haven't seen her. Okay.
Well, we do want to shout out Lee Warner from Wisconsin.
We do.
Because
she got this beautiful banner posted or created for Fallen Outdoors. That's the group. I'm wearing the t-shirt. Okay. That's the group we belong to that helps veterans. So the last weekend in March,
May.
May. Last week, I'm
We're
always
at the
wrong.
last weekend. Of
I know we
March,
are.
I know.
Okay, the last weekend of May in Wisconsin, we're doing a Fallen Outdoors Bigfoot research trip. We've had 13 veterans sign up, which is pretty phenomenal. Yeah, usually this like 5 or 6. We've
Or
had,
two.
or 2. Yeah, we've had, but this one we have 13 veterans sign up, and we're going to be going take them out Bigfooting in Wisconsin.
We're actually going to a beautiful place in northern Wisconsin that's like right up on the Great Lakes.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I am so excited about being in that area.
Yep. And then, but Lee went above and beyond the Call of Duty. I should give her a medal. I mean, she put together these
swag
bags for all the vets, and that's something we don't usually do, but now I'm probably going to have to. But so shout out to Lee and doing all this hard work to help our veterans out. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun weekend. We're going to film most of it or a lot of it, depending who wants to be on camera or not. So we're going to film as much as we can, and we're going to share that with our Patreons who pay for all this. So that's a reminder that if you are a paid subscriber on YouTube, or go to our Patreon, link in the description.
Or go to buymeacoffee.com/Squatch America.
Well, yeah, but the Patreons and the YouTubes are the ones who we have the links to do private videos with.
Oh, gotcha.
So
if you are Buy Me a Coffee, that money goes
to helping vets
as well.
So with that said, we're going to jump into our show tonight. So we're going to be talking about what Hollywood gets right and what Hollywood gets wrong.
Mostly everything.
Mostly everything in the Bigfoot world. So we're going to start with the get right pile. And you can tell me in the chat what you think. All right, so here we go.
Actually, trackway in yoga, we call that dead bug pose.
Yeah. So
and we kind of like it.
Yep.
Dying cockroach, dead bug. It's kind of the same thing.
Been there, done that.
All right.
Okay, so the first movie we're going to talk about is, of course, the legendary Legend of Boggy Creek. And
hey, Travis Crabtree.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know the rest of it.
Wait a minute for
me. Da, 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 da. Worst soundtrack.
Something in the bottoms. Yeah.
Worst soundtrack ever.
Yeah. So
I beg to differ, Renee. I have killed cockroaches, and I know I've killed them because I have literally smashed them into goo.
Oh, Lee.
Hi, Lee. We just shouted you out.
We just shouted you out. Well, welcome. We even showed pictures of this stuff. You have to go back and look. So I want to keep going on the Legend of Boggy Creek here. And when we're in the what movies got it right, this is probably the one and only movie that got everything right. And I'll tell you why.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. One, it was completely based on real eyewitnesses' account in Falk, Arkansas. So they didn't make anything up. Two, the actors they used in the film were actually, most of the time, I think there's a few others, but most of the time were the actual witnesses that witnessed what there's, like Smokey Crabtree and some of the other ones. I don't know all the names off the top of my head. And I just watched it again last night.
Hey, I need to interrupt.
What?
Lee says she's never watched Legend of Boggy Creek.
Oh my gosh.
Do we need to have a screening at this veterans thing?
Oh, that could be fun. We could have
we've got a screen and we've got a projector.
We could do that. So that'd be fun. It was, shot, I think 1970, I'm pretty sure I'm right there. But the one thing I like about it is it's for real. And they captured the fear and the mystery in the movie. And now, granted, this is old, it's not today's technology. But everybody that was in the movie were the actual witnesses and what they saw. So, of course, the Bigfoot wasn't real, in the movie. But if you think, Hannah sang the song about Travis Crabtree, and there was Smokey Crabtree. They're the Crabtree family were the primaries in the movie, I should say, because they had the most.
Well, they were eyewitnesses.
They were eyewitnesses.
They weren't actors
actors
playing the eyewitnesses. You keep trying to talk to me. Stop.
Okay.
They weren't. I mean, the actors in the movie were the actual people who experienced this. It was not, and it's not a documentary. It is a drama, a docudrama.
Mm-hmm.
But so that is a huge thing, that they actually got the people that this was about to portray themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that you never see that.
Yeah, the only person that really didn't portray themselves was the actual Bigfoot. But the guy in the costume was actually
I didn't understand that.
By the name of Keith Crabtree. It was one of the Crabtree boys who was in there. And I'll show you the reason he was in the costume. This is me.
I didn't
Keith
understand that.
Crabtree, who was in that movie. He played the Bigfoot. Now I'm 6'3". I'm a pretty tall dude, but he was like a little bit taller than I was, and fantastic dude, really great guy. But this is the guy who actually played the Bigfoot in The Legend of Boggy Creek in 1970. He was a lot younger back then, but I think he's about my age. So that was a lot of years ago.
Lee wants to know, if she watches it, will she be afraid to sleep in a tent?
Possibly, because that Bigfoot in that movie is a little aggressive. In fact, it got shot at a lot.
However, it is portraying a southern Bigfoot, and they tend to be a little crankier than the ones up north.
Yep. As per witnesses.
Yes.
Okay. But another thing, if you want to know something about the Falk monster, that's the name of the Bigfoot in the area. Hannah and I's been to Falk. In fact, this picture with Keith is we're in Falk.
That's another story for another time.
So that's another story for another time. But another thing is, if you want to know anything about the Legend of Boggy Creek, you need to talk to this dude named Lyle Blackburn. He's the dude. My cursor's not in the right spot again. That's weird. I got to do it off that. Oh, that's weird.
All right.
He's the dude in the black hat.
Yeah.
See if that works better.
That works
way better. Okay. So he's this dude right here. He's probably interviewed every witness in Falk, Arkansas.
That's what he's known for.
That's what he's known for. He's researched the movie. He's been to every location. He has studied everything about it. He knows. In fact, he's written a few books on the Falk monster himself. In fact, we should get him on and do a Falk monster night one of these days.
That would be fun.
So that's him. We went and had dinner with him, and this is oh my gosh.
Don't even ask me, because I couldn't tell you. Use the
Chester Moore. And that is
Craig Woolheater.
All right.
I do believe still needs lots of prayer and warm healing energy.
He's not in good shape right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's The Legend of Boggy Creek. That's the one movie that I think probably is 99% correct.
And Lee is right. He is known for that black hat.
And he is known for that black hat. Yeah. So, okay. So then the next movie we're going to talk, okay. So the next movie we're going to talk about is a movie called Willow Creek. it's 70% correct. I've seen it. I don't particularly care for the ending of it, but one of the things it does touch on is it's pretty. It points out the Patterson-Gimlin location and place. That's where they do this whole thing in Willow Creek. So the knocks and the howls and the unknown the unseen presence you feel in the movie is spot on. You know, and it has a lot of tension with the field researchers. So it's kind of a slash jump scare movie, I would say, kind of suspenseful and a little bit scary. The lead actor in it is Bryce Johnson, and this is Bryce.
Many years later,
and me many years earlier.
And you may recognize Bryce from Expedition Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That questionable crew of faux researchers.
Yeah. So Bryce was the lead in that. That's me and Bryce.
Is that the Willow Creek done Blair Witch style?
It is done very Blair Witch style. It is very. It's like handheld cameras. You know, it's very Blair Witchy.
Which, for the record, is the dumbest movie that was ever
But
made.
It was awesome. No, it was awesome.
Blair Witch?
Yeah.
It was awesome?
Yeah.
Blair Witch was awesome?
I thought it was.
Oh my gosh, you were pitiful.
It was unique.
That's the truth.
So this is me and Bryce when we were shooting the first season of Expedition Bigfoot. These are secret smuggled photos that Hannah took while we were shooting. But here's a weird thing. I want to talk about something very, very weird. Have you ever heard of the 7 degrees of separation? So you and anyone else on the planet, there's only 7 people between you and them. It's a theory. You've heard that.
It's true. It's true. You know, did you know that I am only 2 degrees of separation from President Donald J. Trump?
She is.
Yep.
All right. So,
in fact, if you count me being in the same room with him, then that's it.
So we're going to play the Kevin Bacon game really quick.
Okay. With Bryce Johnson or
with Bryce. So here, this is me. Okay, I'm going to go back here.
You're 1 degree of separation.
So this is me with Bryce. So I know Bryce. Okay. And then here's the deal. So here's another. This is the guy who directed the movie. His name is Bobcat Goldthwait. And if you grew up in the 80s, or if you're around watching movies in the 80s, you know who he is. If you don't, I'm ashamed of you. You know who brought Bobcat Goldthwait? Oh,
only because of this.
Oh, really? Oh, come on.
I was not a big movie watcher growing up.
The Police Academy movies.
I don't think we were ever allowed to watch those.
Okay. But he was a comedian. He was awesome. He was absolutely hilarious. He acted like he was on drugs all the time. You know, real shaky. It was really cool. Really funny guy. He was in Police Academy. So here's the thing. He directed Willow Creek with Bryce. And then the funny thing is,
his face looks like he's got something going on.
A few years later, that's just his character. A few years later, we were at the North American Bigfoot Center, which is Cliff Barackman's Bigfoot Museum. He built in Boring, Oregon. And so when Bigfooters come in, he has the Bigfooters sign his door. So that's a picture of me signing the door at the Bigfoot museum. So what's really weird is I signed it and then I looked up. So right above my name is Robert Leiterman, another really good friend of mine.
No, he's a great guy.
He's a great guy. In fact, he just called us just to check out.
Random.
Just randomly the other day said, "Hey, what's going on?" But look whose signature is above mine, above Robert's. Bobcat Goldthwait's signature. So that's the degrees of separation. So that would be.
I like 3. My degrees of separation from the president.
Yeah.
More better.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, it's Stacey Main says it's like he has Tourette's. Yeah, that's his character. It's like he has Tourette's.
All right. We
Yeah.
should probably pause for a station identification.
Yeah, yep, and then we'll get into the
next movies.
next movies. Oh, I need to talk about Willow Creek real quick. Let me. Did I? I didn't put that one in there twice, did I? I'm an idiot. Okay, the Willow Creek movie. What's good about it? I did kind of. It's filmed in Willow Creek, so they talk about the Patterson-Gimlin lore, Knox and Howells, and it was really felt the tension of researching in the woods when weird stuff is happening at night, because it gets a little tense. I've had those nights. Like one night with Scott Goebel and I, we were up in the mountains and we had something walking all the way around us and making weird noises, and we couldn't see it. It was always stayed just out of our flashlights or night vision. It was just spooky one night. So that was that. So moving right along.
All right. So show the ad.
I got to push the buttons. I always never find, where is it? There we go. Which one do we want to show, my love?
This one.
This one. Okay. Hannah's ready. Hannah's ready.
You're not ready.
I'm not ready. Where'd it go?
Right there.
Right there.
Introducing Squatch Off, the all-natural bug spray made for Bigfoot hunters and outdoor adventurers, formulated to disrupt insect hormones, making you invisible to pests. No harsh chemicals, just nature working for you. Repel the bugs, not the Bigfoot. Stay bite-free, naturally. Join our Indiegogo campaign today.
All right.
All right. So, hello. Guess what we have here?
Scoot this towards me.
Well, I keep trying. We need a studio bed. All right. What you were seeing before you, would you get your act straight?
I wonder why these buttons don't work like they're supposed to. There we go. I got it.
Oh my gosh. My life as a squatcher's wife. There's my memoir for you. Anyway, what we have here is not a tester. This is not a dummy mock-up. This is this is the first hand bottled, real deal bottle of Squatch Off bug repellent. This will not keep away Bigfoot, but it will keep away the bugs that bite you and would bite Bigfoot if they could find him.
Yeah.
So, and yes, it has been tested. And yes, I keep waiting to see your name on our list of backers, Octopus, because you said you would. I'm going to hold your feet to that fire.
Okay.
Anyway, this week we got in 2 gallons, the first 2 gallons produced. Of Squatch Off, and we have got a case of 100 4-ounce glass bottles, so they're safe for essential oils. And and I tell you what, bugs are out in force now, and
well, at least where we're at in Texas.
Well, yeah. Janice said that she was getting eaten alive last night on the dog walk.
Oh wow!
And when Scott puts this on, it's like they'll fly at him, and about a foot away, they go, oh, and they go away. It's like, it's fantastic. So, yes, you got to do it. Anyway, these are all hand filled. We're working on all the labels. So we got this label. We got the Shake Well label, spray and spread with hands. So production is happening. And we are at 20% funding on Indiegogo right now. There are 20 days left.
Right.
We would really appreciate if you guys have not jumped in to back this. And
you're not just backing it; you're actually buying it.
Yes,
so
if you want
to get some, go to our Indiegogo campaign.
You could just go to squatchamerica.com.
Just go to squatchamerica.com, and it's the first thing on the list. You just click the bottle and it'll take you right to
Yep.
it.
So Squatch Off.
There you go.
Janice, Janice is in Oregon, and she has already, along with yourself, she has already backed the campaign. And so she's just waiting. And also, when you back it on Indiegogo versus buying it later, one, you're getting it for a slightly discounted price, which includes the inclusion of shipping. Because it will be a few dollars more if you buy it later, but you're also getting some really cool digital download freebies that I have prepared just for this.
And she's been working her butt off on those. So.
You have no idea how creative I am.
Yeah, there you go.
Do we have a video showing the proof of all this?
Not yet, but we will, because, you know, when we tested it last year, we didn't video any of the test stuff we were doing because we were working on formulations and stuff. So we did a video that you can see on the Indiegogo campaign, but we haven't been able to film mosquitoes.
And honestly, if you want to do your own research,
because they're hard to catch on camera if you don't know.
When is it breaking out? You mean, when is it coming out? We're going to ship this in let's see. The campaign ends in the middle of April. And so backers, we were going to ship it out in May, but I'm thinking that backers will get it by the end of April.
Right.
And so because of proprietary formulations, I can't tell you on air what's in it, but there will be a list of ingredients, and you can research each and every one of those ingredients. And
so it's all natural.
It's all natural. You can research each one and see. In fact, we'll be sending information to explain how the formulation works, so that you can be sure that yes, this is not just water with some lavender oil in it.
No,
okay.
No, we tried dozens of combinations of stuff until we finally found something that worked.
And if you want to know why, you know, a 4-ounce bottle is costing over $20, it's because of the premium nature of the ingredients. This is not some cheap mass manufactured garbage.
Okay.
All right.
So back to our regular scheduled program that Hannah was blah, blah, blahing. So tonight we're talking about what movies got right and what they got wrong. And we're on the got right one. So Willow Creek, Legend of Boggy Creek is probably the best. They got almost everything right. Willow Creek got most of it right. So we're talking about Primal Rage. Now,
which actually has kind of a Predator look to it.
It does. The Primal Rage movie, it shows aggressive, territorial Bigfoot, which could be possible. And it also depicts their camel-like hair and the way they hide by standing still and things like that. But that's the only two things they got right. The rest of it's like completely wrong. They don't have fangs. They don't eat people. They don't make masks or have weapons. So everything else in that movie is wrong, but it's just those two things they got right on that one. So
I hate this keyboard of yours. Well, would you put that back there?
Oh my gosh.
Talk about the movie. Okay, talk while I type.
So if you're just tuning in for the first time, Mr. PG, if you like our videos, we work hard on them. This live show is not typical. We're just kind of blah blah. We're kind of blah blahing tonight. Anyway, so the next movie is Big Legend. This one was actually fairly good. I really kind of like this movie. And it taps into the idea that they have the ability to disappear, but it's not that they're disappearing, it's that they're really good at hiding. So these guys are out hunting this thing and they walk by it a whole bunch of times. And they also have a show that Bigfoot, like, you can be walking through the woods and it can be following you and you will never know it. So that's the two good things about this. But The fact that this guy actually goes out and hunts Bigfoot, I disagree with, but or even have the ability to do so. So that's a problem. So now we're going to move into the movies that got things wrong. So here we go. Harry and the Hendersons.
I love that movie.
It is fun. It actually is fun, but it is the Bigfoot's cuddly and he's humanized a lot. So there's that, and it doesn't reflect their wild behavior. So that's the two of the things that they got wrong. It's a fun movie to watch, but one thing they do get right that I have to do a caveat at the very end, the very last scene of the movie is when they're releasing Harry back into the wild, and he walks into the forest,
Disappears.
and then there's 3 Bigfoot, 2 adults and a juvenile, turn and follow him into the woods, and they were standing there in front of the view, in front of the camera the whole time, and you don't realize that they're there until they move and walk into the
That's
forest.
probably the most iconic scene from the whole movie.
It is.
Yeah, it's my favorite. It's like that's the one thing they got right.
That's the one thing they got right.
So
um
no, I love that movie. I just haven't seen it in a very long time.
yeah. So the next movie that got everything wrong is Exists. The legend is real. So is the terror. You know, it's a slasher movie where they made Bigfoot the slasher. It's Bigfoot's this relentless killer in the woods, and which I'm not saying people don't go missing in the woods, they do, but statistically, if I say the word right, I didn't say it right. Statistically, you know, forgive me, both my parents are hillbillies. Okay, and I grew up in a little town called Elgin, and Renee's know what's the deal. Okay, so statistically, Bigfoot can't be a big killer slasher in the woods from the amount of people that are in the woods picking huckleberries, picking mushrooms, hunting, fishing, camping, all that stuff. The amount of people that are in the woods and the amount of people who go missing is not even close to making Bigfoot a slasher, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense?
Well, to be a slasher, I mean, the whole point of slasher movies was that the protagonist, the villain, was what's the word? Morally deficit and intentionally murdering people. And I'm not. That is not in alignment with our understanding of this species.
Yeah.
So
true. All right. So the next worst movie ever.
Hold on, we got chats.
Oh, we got chats. What do we got?
Gosh,
Point at stuff. Hi,
we've
Scott.
got Lee loves that scene in Harry and the Hendersons where they just all everybody loves that scene. That's the best. And Renee even said that was before CGI.
Yeah, that was before CGI.
Yeah.
That's great.
Anyway, and I think Mr. PG is, I wonder, is that Mr. Patterson Gimlin? I don't know. I'm assuming that you watched Exists. No, what was the movie that you just, was it Harry and the Hendersons before this one? I'm assuming that you watched Exists on Tubi. I have yet to see something on Tubi that's really stellar myself.
Yeah.
It's not my go-to free streaming channel.
So TV and movies and media blow up the subject. It doesn't help research. That is absolutely true.
Yes.
Very much so.
In fact, we do actually always, especially when people, okay, I can't help myself. Go ahead, give me a horse bite. That's his cue for shut up, woman, shut up.
No, it's not.
Oh, yes, it is. Or that kick under the table.
Yeah.
But you know, things like Expedition Bigfoot, and people come and they just they just gush at us about it. And if you've been following us long enough, you know exactly why we don't go there. But
in fact, we've got a video. If you go back in the archives, you know, because I just showed you photos, you know,
we don't speak without experience with
we
those
don't speak
people.
without experience. Like I said, there's me and Bryce
filming part of
episode, the first
season
season of Expedition Bigfoot. So I know a little bit about it, and we can guarantee you that everything they do is
not as authentic as they would have you believe.
That's it.
How about that? Is that tactful enough? Anyway, what I was going to say is when people approach us about, oh, did you see this? Did you see that? Now it's Expedition X, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's like, remember, what is the ultimate goal of TV? It's to get you to buy something.
Yeah.
It is to keep you sucked in to that media and to support whoever is funding the show. Follow the dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
And that goes for movies that you see in the theater. That goes for the news you watch on TV. That even goes for the pundits that you watch on YouTube, including us. So please buy Squatch Off today. It actually works. That's for real.
That's for real. Yeah, Scott says it's all bullshit.
Oh, play it. Play my favorite little boy. That's not it.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
I wish he was my grandson.
Oh, our grandson's way older than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the movie exists. It pretty much nada. So the next one is the movie Abominable. Now this is an older one. It's I think 2006. This movie came out, and I thought, because Patterson, from the Patterson-Gimlin film, Roger Patterson wrote a book about his experiences with Bigfoot, and he called it The Abominable Snowman. And I thought that this movie, for some reason in my brain, Abominable was going to be about his book. And I was sadly mistaken.
Is that a few hours of your life that you will never get back?
I will never get back.
Your eyes cannot unsee what has been seen.
Yeah. So basically, it's a horror film. It's straight up horror film. The Bigfoot looks more like a troll than he does a Bigfoot. It's
another horrible movie.
Yeah, horrible movie. So that was the other one. So the next one I watched, and I got to put it this way. I really liked the movie. It is dumber than hell, but I liked it. It was just a fun movie to watch. And because it's got one of my favorite actors, Sam Elliott, is the lead in it.
Well, he can't do Sam Elliott can do no wrong.
Yeah, Sam Elliott can do no wrong.
Best narrator in the world. Everyone go watch The Big Lebowski now.
Yeah. So the man who killed Bigfoot.
The man
who killed Hitler and then Bigfoot. So it oh my gosh, when was this movie? I think I had it written down here too. 2018. So Sam Elliott's this like CIA super spy freaking assassin dude for the US government, and they sent him in to kill Hitler. And then years later, there's a Bigfoot that's spreading the plague, it's going to wipe out the human race with this plague from the Bigfoot. And they sent him into the woods to find him and kill him. And it's the dumbest premise, and it is got the dumbest storyline, but it was actually I liked it. It was just it was fun. It was just one of those movies that are so dumb they're good, if you know what I'm talking about. Kind of like The Princess Bride. It's so dumb, it's good. Is that one?
No, The Princess Bride is not dumb.
Yes, it is.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, that was one of the dumbest
The
ones.
Big Lebowski is a dumb movie.
Yeah.
That's good.
So the bad premise in this movie is, one, killing Bigfoot, two, that it's spreading diseases to humans. Actually, Sam Elliott feels bad about killing the Bigfoot in the movie. He sat down and talked with him because Bigfoots can speak English.
I think they can.
Apparently.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
So it was one. And so, and the last movie we have on our list here
Why have I never seen this?
is The Missing Link, and it's totally wrong about everything.
Why haven't I seen that? That looks like something I would like.
It was a fun, it's a,
Where do I watch that? Can I watch that
I
on
don't
Hulu?
know. I don't know. It's a Pixar movie, I think.
I want to watch it.
Yeah. Finding Trackway. Inconceivable. I agree.
What's the joke about Greenland that everyone
yeah.
Greenland is now its own meme, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like,
yes.
it's when we put you back where I found you, what was it? Unemployed in Greenland. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. As you wish.
Okay, so now we got all the
for anyone
Princess
who's-
Bride. I think everybody in the world can quote every line from the Princess Bride.
It's the most quotable movie ever. Just in case, for all of you new folks that maybe who caught us on Barnaby's show or on that one that you were just on, we take our work in Bigfoot research extremely seriously.
Uh-huh.
We take ourselves
Not so much
seriously
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like our new motto: take the work seriously, don't take yourself
So
seriously.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but no, I want to see that. I got to look that up.
Mhm.
That looks like it would be fun to cross stitch too in an evening.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's our good and bad movies. So if you get a chance, for those of you who have never watched The Legend of Boggy Creek, I highly recommend it. Just remember, it was shot in 1972, and they used the actual people to recreate the scenes of what they saw. So there were no actors involved, or very few actors involved. And so it was all real footage. It was the first kind of docudrama ever made. Actually, I think it was rated as the very first docudrama ever created. And the only thing that wasn't really real in there was the Bigfoot. And then he was an eyewitness too. So.
Okay. Yes, Lee, that is great advice. Take the work seriously, don't take yourself seriously. So we are Ricky and Lucy for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, so now we're going to have to show the movie in our Veterans Conference.
Do you have everything you need to show it? Do you actually have the DVD still sitting in the little cabinet there?
I probably
I
do.
think that movie was that movie, and
if not, I can steal it off the internet. I have my ways. What?
That movie, and we still have the Avengers in there, don't we? The 60s.
Let's say, oh yeah.
Yeah. So when we went full-time RVing, we made sure to bring 2 DVDs. Well,
one's a whole collection.
Yeah. One was The Legend of Boggy Creek, and 2 is the 1960s Avengers with Emma Peel and Mr. Steed. Gosh, I haven't watched that.
Gosh, we're old. Okay.
I know.
Anyway, so we're going to play a quick commercial, and then after that, we're going to take your questions in the chat. Or if you'd like to call in or come on screen, we can work on that for this last 15 minutes or so.
All right.
So
play a commercial.
Play a commercial.
Imagine having high-speed internet no matter where you are. With Starlink, that dream is now reality. No more buffering, lag, or limited access. Starlink connects you to ultra-fast, reliable internet anywhere on Earth. From seamless streaming to intense gaming and productivity, Starlink empowers you to do it all. And here's the best part. Sign up using our exclusive link and get your first month free. Don't miss out on the future of internet. Click the link in our description to get started today. Starlink, revolutionizing internet, one connection at a time. Join now.
So that commercial just give me an idea, Lee. We can bring our Starlink and stream that movie in the woods, so we can do that. So, question.
Okay, Mr. PG,
Oh, wait.
the show Littlefoot. I want to see that one too. It was. I have not seen that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
Because
That's
you
cool.
hate Pixar movies.
Mm.
See, did you see that? I love Pixar movies.
Oh my gosh, somebody got it. Emma Peel.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was the best.
She was.
Man, she
So-
was like Laura Croft, only way cooler.
So, Lee, are we talking about Bigfoot movies?
Or
Because I
just
just
ever.
don't, or just movies ever. What movie do I watch on a regular basis?
The Legend of Boggy.
Legend of Boggy Creek is one of them.
All right.
That's one, and I don't know what other movie I'd like watch constantly.
Do you remember what my favorite movie is? I don't watch it very often, but every now and then.
Crossing Delancey, isn't it?
Crossing Delancey. Ladies, Crossing Delancey. Marry you a pickle man.
Oh, Lisa's Aliens. Oh my gosh, we got something in common. That's one of my favorite movies too. Most of the Alien series, the newer ones are kind of dumb, but the original ones, yeah, my favorite actress in the world,
Sigourney.
Sigourney Weaver.
It's true. Did you know, all of you who know our Daisy dog, did you know her name was this close to being Ripley?
Ripley. I almost named our
This
dog Ripley.
close. So it was my Facebook followers tipped the scale from Ripley to Daisy. Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Danny.
Daniel.
Oh, Daniel.
That's the wrong what you were thinking of, California Danny.
Oh,
This is
different.
not California Danny. This is
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Tucker.
Okay,
All right.
my bad.
Yes, my favorite movie is Crossing Delancey. Bigfoot stole my popcorn. I've never heard of that. Lee says her first dog's name was Ripley.
That's awesome.
We had 3 names in the running for Daisy. One was Daisy, 2 was Ripley, and the other one was Alice from Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually am a Resident Evil franchise fan. I
am too.
love Resident Evil.
Weird. So, Shawshank Redemption. That's an awesome movie.
I haven't seen that. Would I cry? Probably. Yeah, I don't like cry movies. I want to know what movie traumatized you more than anything else. You can tell them what traumatized me. Do you remember?
Oh yeah. Event Horizon.
That's some nasty ass hellish crap.
That was yeah.
I mean, I was literally hiding behind the couch. Oh, that too. The
Ring is another good
Yeah.
one.
Oh, is that your favorite, or did it traumatize you?
Yeah.
So back when we watched The Ring, this is back in the day. What? Oh my gosh, 20-some years ago, probably. So we were living in Merced. We were living in that duplex on the corner of whatever in Merced, and I was going through my bachelor's degree then, and I was actually working on my my capstone thesis for that, and it was a hard push to get that done, but I had just bought the very first my very first video game of all time, The Sims. It was the very first incarnation of The Sims, and it was like this total digital dollhouse where you could like control the people and build the houses and stuff. And anyway, so I was like playing that. I was playing that like 9, 10, 12 hours a day and not working on my capstone. But right in the middle of that, Scott says, we're going to go to the theater with the boys and watch The Ring. And
Mhm.
so I didn't want to go. He dragged me out of the house to get me off the video game. And so when we got back from that movie, first of all, I was scared to death. We got back from the movie. I went immediately back to the video game. And then that night, I had nightmares about little digital people frantically making copies of videotapes.
Because of The Ring. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Stupid movie. I've never watched it again. I think we watched The Ring too. That was just dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember the movie Willow Creek
This is hilarious.
had a bad ending.
Look, I watched The Ring with my first sergeant. When the movie was over, I had my wife call and say 7 days.
That's awesome.
Oh, those Japanese people, they sure know how
Yeah.
to scare the hell out of you.
Yeah. That's a Japanese legend, actually.
Yep.
So
An urban legend.
an urban legend. Yep. So we got
9 minutes left.
So if you guys got any Bigfoot questions or anything like that, throw them in the chat. If not,
Angie led the ring. Oh, Angie is manlier than I am. I hated that movie so much.
And Don's chiming in from Facebook. So if you don't,
Yep.
if you're not seeing it on the YouTube chat, so
Okay, and well, I think that prank went over really well. I mean, that's a brilliant prank.
it is.
It's like
So.
awesome, and it's a prank that no one would get because
Mhm.
you know. Anyway, and people don't respond to pranks well. I mean, probably be thrown in prison for something or put on a list for something. Like, there's no sense of humor anymore.
Mhm.
No sense of humor. All right.
So, folks, if you haven't, and I know Lee's going to wait, but if you haven't watched
The Legend of Boggy Creek.
The Legend of Boggy Creek,
It's streamable on Amazon, yes?
it is streamable. I think it's on Amazon Prime. You can stream it. And
Brian S. New guy. Have we seen Bigfoot in the flesh? Talk.
have I seen Bigfoot in the flesh?
Eyeball
If you're a
to eye.
Bigfoot enthusiast,
Sorry. I think I have it right here.
There it is.
I took this photo myself. There's an adult and a juvenile looking at me through the trees. There's the original photo.
And it's down a ravine about 200 feet.
Yep. So you can see my thing won't work here. So you can see there's a juvenile with an adult behind him looking at me through the trees.
Taken in the Blue Mountains of Eastern Oregon.
And Don Endicott, who's in the chat on Facebook right now, was with me. So there's that. So what else?
Trackway says, I saw The Ring, then went and spent the night in a hotel while traveling by myself. I thought, what if the TV comes on? I turned every light I could find.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're really just children in big bodies.
What's this question? Any new information about footprints or anything else about the subject?
New?
Anything new? Well, our good friend Barnaby just had an footprint trackway that was discovered in northern Wisconsin in the snow, but the jury's out on if it's fake or not on that one. That's the latest thing. That was
sure looking like it.
Yeah,
Not.
that was like 2 days ago. Other than that, ourselves was the last thing we found. What was the last thing we investigated? Oh my gosh. Was it, we got new footprints where the London trackway, the famous London trackway was?
That's been a little while.
That
was 2023.
2023, we found footprints that matched the ones that Cliff got 12 years earlier. We found a nest in 2023 also.
3, yeah. So just a heads up for people.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you more in next week's show. You will want to tune in next week because we do have big news about the direction of Squatch America start next week for you.
Mhm.
But after traveling almost nonstop for the last 5 years,
following up on Bigfoot reports,
we have discovered we came to the conclusion that we need to change our model to get our own new evidence more often.
hmm
So stay tuned until next week. We will tell
Yeah.
you more about that.
So yes, Cliff and I had a long discussion about this.
Jury is actually still out on that.
Yeah, there's some problems with, and I understand what he means when he pretty sure he got faked. Here's the interesting thing: the footprints we found at what's the name of the lake? On my Cottage Grove Reservoir.
Mhm.
That's where the London Trackway, they call it the London Trackway because Cottage Grove Reservoir, the road that goes by, it's called London Road. So he cast all those prints. Him and Tobe Johnson was also there.
Who's
Casting.
my personal favorite Bigfooter in the world, except for him, just for the record.
That's her buddy. Anyway, so Tobe was there. But what a lot of people don't know is Tobe actually found footprints like a week earlier, I think it was, in the same area. Now, I got a copy of Tobe's cast. I've got a copy of Cliff's cast.
You don't have a copy of Tobe's cast.
Yes, I do.
Well, and you have the original.
I have the original one too.
We keep waiting to meet up with him to give it back.
Give it back. So
we rescued it from.
Yeah. He didn't know where it went, and it was in some little museum in the middle of nowhere. So we stole it. No, we didn't steal it.
We traded a copy.
We
made a
borrowed
copy.
it from the guy. We made a copy of it and give him the copy, and then the original's got to go back to Tobe.
So Tobe, if you're listening, we are keeping it safe.
I still have your cast. So I have that cast that he got, a week beforehand that matched the ones that Cliff had. And then 12 years later, we had the Army Corps of Engineers call us and say, "Hey, there's footprints down here. You want to come check them out?" And I'm like, hold my beer, so we were there. And so when I got on site and was looking at the footprints, I got a lot of pictures of them, and I texted them to Cliff, and I called Cliff and I said, "Hey, guess where I'm standing right now and what I'm looking at?" And he's like, "Oh, I got to get down there, but my store doesn't close till 5." And he was
3 hours
3 hours away. And I said, "Well, let me know when you get your act together." So it started raining really hard. So I called him up and said, "I'm going to cast these prints before they're not here anymore." So I cast them. I got them cast. And by that, and then later on in the afternoon, that rain turned to a blizzard and was snowing hard. And I called Cliff and said, "There's no way you're going to get down here. The freeway's blocked up." I got the cast. So we got the cast. We went back and let them cure for a few days. We boxed them up, sent them Cliff. So they match his exactly.
Here's the thing with Tobe's, because Tobe's print, the cast that Tobe made, matches them exactly too, but it was in a place that was pretty inaccessible.
Yeah, and it was in a place where nobody would have run across them unless you were the people who made them. But they had stepped over a 4-foot fence, which was a problem. It had one step over the 4-foot print. But so the weird thing is Tobe and us have done some further investigations on this. We've actually went back and tried to make the prints in the gravel road where I found my prints, and we couldn't do it unless you weighed 800 pounds. So there was that problem. But the other problem is that there was this guy who was sighted on the property 12 years ago and with mine. So maybe. So
sure.
Yeah, so it's
really hard. It's hard to say, but we
say.
cannot hold up the cast because living in an RV,
it's in the bin in
the garage.
So
but
oh wait, maybe I can hold on.
There is, if you go back to 2023,
I've got a whole video on it.
they lost us.
What?
There we go. Or
Okay.
you lost us.
I did kind of.
Oh, you and your button pushing. We had a video that featured Tobe Johnson and Cliff Barrickman debating.
Arguing this out on our show right here.
So search for Squatch America, Cliff Barrickman, Tobe Johnson, or Squatch America London Trackway, or whatever, and you should be able to pull it right up.
Yeah.
You're going to spend 10 minutes trying to remember what folder those pictures are in.
I am.
And folks, this is what I live with. When are we going to be in Baker City again, Galen?
We are pretty around Christmas time.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there. We'll be back.
Not for very long, but kind of just passing through.
Where is
the
folder that says my finds?
I don't know. I don't know where you put your things, honey.
I don't know
either.
either.
It's not my job to keep track of your computer files. You should see his desktop. It's
a hot mess.
Anyway, but you can also, I believe, I'm going to take a real quick look because I'm wondering if I put them up on the website or if I've let the website go to hell and ruin. They might be on our website.
Okay. Let's try this.
Well, you got that.
I found this. Okay. I got to present, share screen. So that's
I have not updated the website with them yet. Whoopsie doodle.
So I don't, that's the wrong way. Okay. So
there's one of them.
There's one of the footprints.
That was before the rain.
That's the heel. That's showing you that they were 16 inches long. There's the toes of that one. There's the other footprint, also 16 inches long.
And the stride between from heel to heel was
42 inches.
42 inches.
Yeah, from heel to heel, from step to step. There was one that was really faint. I do have the cast of all these as I'm flipping through them here. They're 5 inches wide. Oh, yeah, each step was a little bit different.
And by the way, the steps being...
And this is a very subtle one that was in really dry ground, but you can kind of see it.
Why don't you speak to the thing, if steps...
So this is after it started raining. So
yeah. Could you speak to when you're looking at a trackway, steps being incredibly consistent with each other versus steps being different from each other?
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak to that?
If I understood what you were trying to say.
Okay, so if you see a trackway and the prints all look identical, versus there being slight differences, let's say, like a drag mark here or a little squishy there, what's more likely to be a genuine trackway versus fake? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
You don't understand the words that are...
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh. All right. If you see a trackway of absolutely identical tracks with no variation whatsoever, versus tracks where maybe the angle is slightly different.
Well, okay, that's what I was saying. There's toe spreads. There's different things. These didn't seem to show that they're pretty consistent. So that's another count against them. It's just like, how many points do you have? And this is us. We were with the Army Corps. Believe it or not, the freaking Army Corps of Engineer Park Rangers is the ones who brought us in on this. And when it started raining, we covered them up like this to try to preserve them. So if you go to Cottage Grove Reservoir, if you go to the park ranger station, they actually have copies of these casts in the ranger station. This was us uncovering them, trying to get them to, after the rain had slowed down a little bit, to,
They did such a good job preserving them.
yeah. Oh, I need to get back in the chat. See what they're saying. Any questions in here?
Consistent. Okay. So yeah, consistent tracks would be a red flag. Yes, as opposed to those with life. Yeah. Many attributes to consider. Natural tracks will show life, decisions, true body behavior. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very consistent substrate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the middle of a freaking gravel road, but they're 2 inches deep. That's one of the things that are for them. That's like, I can't figure out why they're
And
that deep.
it wasn't loose gravel, it was packed gravel.
It's packed gravel. This is below the dam. This is where they pull their trucks up to inspect the dam. And sorry about the camera work, but I'm walking, looking at things and talking. I'm not actually filming at this point. But
making me car sick here.
I know. Talk about the Blair Witch Project. And then it walked off into this grass, and we actually spent a long time walking through all this grassland looking for footprints
or hair
or anything we could find in there.
And that right, frost heave. Frost heave? Is frost heave a consideration?
Yeah, that's when the ground freezes and it swells the ground.
How would that apply in this situation?
Very much so. If that road, heaved up, that would ruin the tracks or change the way they're shaped.
Either I'm having a hot flash or it just got hot in here. Whew.
So I'm gonna jump ahead here.
It's almost over.
Yeah. So to give you I should back it up. I don't know. Okay, so that's me being weird, but where's the pause button? Okay. So let's jump forward here a little bit to that shot I saw. Not that one. Hey, there's a Squatch mobile back there. It was right after this. Come on. There we go.
There's my butt. Thank you so much.
Okay. Not Hannah's butt, but back up here, that's the dam. So where
there's someone up there.
Yeah, there was somebody up there watching us. But right on the other side of this dam, about 100 yards out there, is where Cliff got his tracks from the London Trackway 12 years ago, or 13, 14 years ago now. So there's that.
And what's interesting is that person was up there, but this was 2 days after they had found the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who's on the hill? We don't know.
We don't know. That's the thing. We don't know.
Is it the guy in the white cowboy hat?
Yeah.
Walking the dog?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Did I?
Did you take a picture of that?
Okay. One last thing. I was just
This is where the show takes a turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is the.
You can address that in a minute. Hurry up.
So this is.
You're not showing it to them.
Showing what?
That's not showing on the screen.
Oh.
Ugh.
So this is me walking up to see who that was on the. Up there. I don't think I walked.
And he left.
And he left as soon as I got up there. And this is me walking down the road seeing if, no, wait, I was wrong. That wasn't that. This was what's left of the footprint after we took the cast out. So blurry photos. Anyway.
We have had finds since then, though. Talk about the footprints and such that you found at the playground before we go. Because you haven't talked about the playground research at all.
No.
Because he asked, no new baby footprints since 19. But you do have baby footprints since 2019.
Mm-hmm. Don't make me. I can't look them up. I have
No, he
idea where
can't. Like, there's no way you can find them. But you know, every now and again we do shows
Mhm.
that
In fact,
feature
Scott
our-
found footprints 2 years ago. 24. Was
no,
that Scott? You're in the
mm,
23?
23,
Was that
22.
23 or 24? You found that 8-inch print of the juvenile
Well,
in the
we had
playground?
4 inches, 6 inches, you know.
Yeah, the 8-inch print one.
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago. And we found that 20-inch track. That's right. We found that 20-inch track 2 years ago too, in the same area.
Yep. Cindy Goodbreak's on. Hello, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
Anyway, we've gone over.
Oh, that's fine. I'm having fun.
Well, my butt hurts from sitting.
Okay. I'm not. I got a brand new gaming chair. Woo!
I have
Okay.
a brand new chair too, but it's not easy on the butt. I'm not impressed with the butt cushioning on this chair. Yeah, looking at where it came from, where it may be going, looking at the topography, why or why not there. The
Yeah.
fact that it was headed into the brush says something.
Okay, so I can tell you one thing where the tracks came from. So you got the forest there. There's a creek or the spillway from the dam, the water running out of the dam. Okay, so where you saw where it walked across the road, and then there was that big pile of brush there, which I don't know if it walked through it or walked around it. We couldn't find any footprints in there. But on the other side of it, there's grass, and it went into, which goes across this little grass field, across the creek or the river from the dam, and then into the forest that goes into the the national forest up there. So beyond that, it's in the Cascades, and there's thousands of acres behind that. So where it came from, on the other side of the road, where it came from was an apple orchard.
Yes.
So apparently it had walked into the apple orchard. It was like, so this was like early spring, but there was still, nobody picks the apples on there. So it did have like old apples, which were probably fermented. So they're probably getting drunk on the apples. So
word to the wise, if you want to make homemade barbecue sauce, the best thing you can start with is slightly fizzy applesauce from the back of the refrigerator. Ask me how I know.
Yeah, don't ask her how she knows.
I am a kitchen witch, totally.
You are.
Okay. He accuses me of giving him potions for his rheumatoid arthritis. I do. I give him potions.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I found the cast.
Oh, he found the cast. Hey, here we go. Our very own London Trackway 2 casts right here. That's not a London cast. That's the one
no,
from
that's
Unity.
not.
That's Unity.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, here's what we think is a juvenile.
This is 2022.
This is 2022. We found this cast near a nest site, or this footprint near a nest site. Blurry photos, blurry photos, blurry photos. Good photo. It's almost 13 inches long, which could be a young adult.
Or a female.
Or female. So there's that.
And again, from a very unpeopled area.
So let's see if I can find the other ones. The pond.
Honey, you're gonna bore these people.
I know, I'm boring you guys to death. Sorry.
What do you want to have another show soon with that features everything, all the casts we have personally?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we do that rather than keeping them up all night?
We could do that. Okay. Here is the 22-inch track we found with Scott.
In Southern Oregon.
In Southern Oregon. There's that one. And then this is the juvenile one that Scott found and cast right there. So, and that's Scott Goebel, who's in the chat. Say hi. But yeah, so we found this one here. It's 20 inches long.
So
it's hard to see in the.
We got a comment that doing a show just on the stuff we found on the casts we've got personally, that would be fun.
Okay.
So anyway, and Octopus says a foot long, maybe a little over 6 feet tall. The juvenile print that we got.
Yeah, I found a juvenile print, but I also is the one I got the photo of, and we were able to shoot lasers through trees and figure out from where it was standing, the footprint in the ground where it was standing. When I took the picture of it, holding my camera or putting the laser the same height my camera was when I was taking a picture, because I know how tall I am. Anyway, we shot a laser down through the trees. We found out the juvenile was 6 foot tall and he had 9-inch footprints.
So
13 is probably, 7 feet or 7.5, maybe 8 feet tall, possibly.
Yeah. All right. So with that, folks, thank you so much.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Look, I'm ready for once.
Okay, well, that's all we got for you tonight. That's all, folks. And so just remember, as always, first of all, like and subscribe and share this channel. We are at over,
350, something like that.
So anyway, we've had a bump in subscribers, so keep it coming. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing and sharing and doing all the things to get the message of Squatch America out there, which is that we investigate the unexplained.
We don't explain the uninvestigated.
So until next week, you keep watching.
And we'll keep squatching.
Now, go out.
That damn Sasquatch.
They're squatching, they're searching, they're cracking some jokes. It's Scott and Hannah, your Bigfoot folks. From campground to forest, they're keeping it real.